And we're live. The Absolute Awesome Show season year finale, episode 18.
That's right. This is the white T-shirt episode.
It is. I did that specifically in honor of Cliff because he's basically done 17 shows in a row where he's worn a white T-shirt.
Really?
I wanted to. Well,
is it usually black shirt?
It's usually a white V-neck T-shirt.
Is it? I mean, my pajamas usually.
I do not have a V-neck T-shirt, so I'm going with the standard white T-shirt this evening.
That's all right.
Yes, but let's get down to business here.
The boys are back in town.
Well, not totally
Not
back in town, but with the wonderful world of the interwebs, we get to talk to them.
Are you guys in Paris?
No, we're in Birmingham, England.
We're back to only being we're back to only being 5 hours behind you guys.
Wait, so you're in England?
As opposed to 6. We're in
Yeah.
Birmingham, England, home
That's
of Black
super
Sabbath.
cool. That's really awesome because you get to like hear your own language, which is great. And I've never been to England, so that's way cool.
That's been like kind of the biggest thing for me so far. Is like every country we go to, like especially in Italy. Or no, wait. Yeah, Italy was pretty bad when it came to like language barriers. Paris was horrible, but we didn't really meet that many people in Paris. But Germany was kind of like hit or miss. You know, a lot of people spoke. I guess English is the second language in Germany, so Germany was cool.
I'd say it's probably the fourth language, but a lot of people know a lot of languages out here.
They knew like how to get by.
Makes us feel dumb.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to learn like hello, how are you, thank you, whatever, and you know, in French and in Italian. And Josh has been trying to help me out, but he reminds me all the time of like how white trash I am, and he, you know, he's just like, yeah, so you just go in and you're like, oh, merci, blah blah blah. You know, like I don't try to like enunciate correctly.
He'll be up buying a Coke, even though we have case of Cokes in the van. He's buying a Coke and he's like, "No, Josh, how do you say thank you again in French?" I'm like, "Merci beaucoup, dude. Merci beaucoup." And he goes, "Merci beaucoup." I'm like, "Come on." Well,
At least I'm trying.
And then he comes back and he's like, or like, you know, I think in Germany or something, you were like, "Yeah, man, I asked them if they had like an ATM around here. Nobody knew where one was." I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably like, is there ATM around here?" And like they thought you were like a thug who wanted to rob them or something.
No, because I go up and I'm like, bank machine, you know, bank.
No, you're like, "Where's the bank?" It seemed like he hasn't taken that hood off the whole tour.
It's really cold in here, and it's cold outside, man. It's like you've been wearing a leather jacket the entire time. You know,
Right,
you haven't taken your jacket off.
All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. First of all, has CJ been angry with you guys even once yet about anything?
No.
Well, he was mad at you,
Me?
When?
right?
When was he mad at me?
Chris, I think.
Playing too fast?
Well,
No.
I think he was mad at you before we left.
Oh yeah.
That's a different story. But then he was mad at
No.
Well,
Not different story. Tell us the story. I want to hear a story of Chris getting mad, of CJ getting mad at anybody, because I've never seen him be angry.
I don't know. I don't think we can talk about that.
No, it was just like.
Why can't you talk about the story?
It was
I
like
don't know.
it was like a huge like it was just a big miscommunication type thing.
Of what?
And nothing.
What?
I'm nothing.
You're on the show. I've asked you a question. Answer it.
We should have talked about this before we went live.
Right. I don't know.
But,
like, it's basically what it boils down to is we should ask his permission before doing anything that involves him publicly, which we are doing right now. So that's why I'm like, we probably shouldn't talk about that. Unless, you know, he'd probably be like, "I don't care if you talk about it." I'm sure he would be like, "I don't care, you can talk about it." But just to be safe, ask us later. You know.
or ask him.
Yeah. I think he was a little bummed. Like, all right, so, you know, I was more thinking about, and this isn't Chris's fault. It's all of our fault. But, like, we lost the drum carpet. We realized today that we don't have the drum carpet anymore. And everything is rental except for our guitars. So if you lose something, you have to he has to pay for it, and it's not just like the cost of a little carpet. It's the convenience fee and all these other fees that they tack on. So it basically is just a pain if you lose something like a carpet, like if you forget to take a carpet. And we realized that we lost the carpet the same time that we realized that we didn't have any of the merch, except for T-shirts. All of the vinyls and CDs and the new 7-inch that just came out were all left in Islington, London last night. And we realized that when we got to Birmingham today. We were 3 hours away.
Whose responsibility was it?
It wasn't anyone's. It wasn't put on anyone really. I mean, really, if anything, the guy who's doing our merch and driving us right now should have made sure that it was in the van. But it was his second day working with us, and we can't really.
But see, also the problem is like after we play, it's kind of chaotic. You know what I mean? Because you have so many different hands going on everything. So I'm carrying guitar cabs, and Josh is carrying drums, and I'm carrying bass cabs, and I'm carrying guitars, and Josh is carrying so it's you have a whole bunch of different
Hey, Mike and I have never toured before. This is really interesting to hear.
But I'm just telling maybe people that don't tour don't know. It's yeah, we lost merch, but it's not one person's responsibility. It's kind of been we all pick up and grab stuff and we take it out. So nobody's responsible the guitar players. The guitar players aren't responsible for the guitar gear. Everybody's responsible. It's it's a big team effort, and when something goes missing, it's not it doesn't fall on one person's head.
It's a team loss, yeah.
How has the interpersonal dynamic been? You guys have been over there now for a week and a half, right?
Right.
Okay, so you've been in there for a week and a half. I've been seeing some of the clips of the show. The shows look really well attended. They look at least as well attended as the Huntington's tours, but probably better in Europe. And I'm just wondering, because you guys are all in the same little small car everywhere you're going, right? For hours and hours, right?
Well, it's a Sprinter van. It's a nice van. There's 2 benches, and then there's there's really 3 benches, including the front row.
Oh wow! So it's a much more posh
basically
experience as far as driving around than when we.
And it's just a van. There's no trailer. There's plenty of room to fit 2. Okay, no, actually 4 bass cabinets. So two stacks of. He's got 4 10s and 4 10s, and then he's got another stack, because originally we were going to have 2 bass cabs and 2 guitar cabs, and all guitar for me and a lot of bass for him.
Yeah.
The curveball that I realized on the plane on the way out was that Nate, who was going to be our tech roadie guy, he was sitting next to me on the plane. He goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm playing the show." I was like, "Oh, really? Okay. Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, well, CJ said we can try it out. If it doesn't work, then I won't. Don't be offended if I tell you to go back to your regular job." And
so he's playing all guitar on all songs.
Yeah, it's been awesome. He's really talented. He's 18 years old. He's so freaking talented. It's been a relief on me because I'm not the greatest. I'm a terrible singer. Everyone knows that. And Nate's really good at hitting all these notes that I can't hit and stuff. As far as
he's a natural musician.
Natural musician.
I don't mean to cut you off, Josh. It was, but it was crazy. We were in Berlin. We just got there. And we
as soon as we got there,
we were really early to check in at our hotel in Berlin. Our first morning that we were there. So keep in mind, we were on a plane for, I don't know, 7 hours
we left
or whatever.
On Friday.
It was the flight,
we got there Saturday
hours.
Morning.
And we get there and we're just all laid out. Imagine and it was kind of like a hipster coffee shop was the lobby. It's kind of weird, but then they had hotel rooms all over top of it. And just imagine 6 guys just all laid out on couches. We were exhausted. and this kid, Nate, we call him the kid. He's 18, like Josh said. Gets up and starts playing the piano that's sitting in there. Like they turned the music off that was playing through the speakers, and he starts playing piano, like classical piano.
Yeah.
Scores.
He started playing like and then, Danny Says, and it was like a really
Danny
cool
Says perfectly
version of Danny Says on piano. And
he's like, I've never played that before.
He's really good. And I said to him on the plane, I was like, so are you gonna? I was like, you're probably not going to do all downstrokes. And he's like, no, I am. I'm like, you can't just like all of a sudden do all downstrokes. It takes a while. And he's like, well, I am. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But he is. I mean, he's muscling through it sometimes, but for the most part, he's like, he's been right on. He's really good. And he's going to be one of those kids that like ends up going on, being like a professional musician. He's going to be a freaking famous pop star, or at least playing with someone later down the road. But for now, it's like, cool. We got this really good guy who basically, if CJ is like, hey, well, I want to play Shock Treatment tomorrow, all he has to do is listen to it a few times, and then we can do it. But he's not a huge Ramones fan his whole life. Like if CJ says, I want to play Shock Treatment, he has to go listen to Shock Treatment for the first time in his life, most likely, and learn it. And then we go and play it, and it's like...
Played a sound check for the first time, and then we add it to
play a sound check, and then we do it, yeah. That's been happening the whole time. That's every set has been different. There's been all kinds of add-ons, all kinds of just, like... You would hate it, Cliff, because I know you like... a very strict set list, without any changes.
Right. Well, because I like on tour, I like it to be a play that we get better at every day, and it gets to the point where you memorize it, and it's just awesome. So I know some people that doesn't
we're
work.
Out at the we have a set list that is like a guide, and then we have an encore set list, which is another guide. But then there's like 10 more songs that we played that are not on either list, and we're playing the encore tonight, and I'm looking at the list, and I see Blitzkrieg Bop is next. And CJ goes up and he goes, Psychotherapy, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that song starts in G sharp. Like, you gotta know, this song starts in G sharp. And you gotta go right then. Like, for me, it was like, I was just so happy that
was when Josh and I just shot each other a glance like, whoa, all right, here we go. And then you got to be on your toes. Like, you have to be on your toes at all times. You have to be ready for anything because
have you gotten to the point where you guys are kind of gelling and slowing down where he wants it to be, or is he getting to the point where he's naturally speeding up to where you guys naturally want to be from just the ability and getting faster naturally every day?
We still have times like tonight, for example, like. The first couple songs we played, he'll come back and be like, gotta slow the speed down, slow the speed down or whatever. And, that's just kind of like, I almost relate it to certain songs that we play. I'm so used to hearing the live versions of these songs, you know what I mean? Yeah. To where I'm playing them the way I'm so used to hearing them. And so it's kind of like, it might take me, a few songs into the set list to kind of fall into the groove to, like, where, how fast it should be.
Right.
But, I mean, when you're looking at the songs that we're playing fast, that he thinks that, when he's like, slow it down a little bit, it's like, do you want to dance? And songs that you can get away with playing fast and that you don't get lost in, you know what I mean? Where, some of his solo songs are more groovier and not intended to be played fast. So if you play them fast, you're totally going to get lost. It's going to sound like crap, and you might as well scrap the song, halfway through. But the songs that are being like really driving and like really, might be faster than what he likes to play them at are like Ramone standards that are on all their live albums. And I love playing them so much. So it's like I kind of get excited when these songs come up. When I see Commando come up. I love playing Commando, for example, And
you like playing in the nude?
Different example. When Sheena comes up, I love playing Sheena. So,
right.
You know, you
right
get
on.
like you kind of you're playing them how you think they should be played. The boss man standing 5 feet in front of me, and if they're a little bit faster, you know, he's not going to hesitate after the song's done to turn around and say, "What are you doing?" Chill out a little bit. So it's happened a couple times, but we're at the point now where it's like everything's clicking. I think we found our groove, and you know, we're really.
And it's almost over.
You know,
yeah.
And it's almost, well, you know what's funny is he said in the beginning, he's like, it takes 3 shows. He said it takes 3 shows to get into the groove, to like find your where everybody's in your in the pocket, everything's locked in. And we played our 3rd show, and we walked off stage. We walked back into our dressing room, and he's like, I told you, it takes 3 shows. And so he was like, at that point, I think all of our confidence levels were up. You know,
but then the next night
was down.
But then the next night, you look at the set list, and it says Blitzkrieg Bop, and he shouts out psychotherapy.
Yeah,
it takes 3 shows to lock in, and then I'm going to switch the set list up on you.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking
No,
about
the set list is like
just.
Set list has never been locked like a set. Like it's just, first of all, it's a pain because you got to get things printed up, you know, or you can sit there and write everything out every night. But you know, we're not at home. We have to find a, you know, usually the venues can print it, but it's just one of those. It's like a pain to get it made up, and then they all get stolen at the end of the night. Stolen, everyone. But people are Nate does a good job of taping them down with a lot of duct tape because people just, if he tapes them down before the show, people will try and take them. He said that happened a lot in South America. It doesn't happen as much here, but I don't, you know, I've always been one to not like to have the set list up front. I don't like people knowing what comes up next. I like.
Yeah, Josh complains about that every night, and it's.
I do. I hate it because because everyone is up there in the front row, like, oh, cool, they're playing this one. Oh yeah, and they're shouting it out, and it's like.
But then when the song either
doesn't
get played or we skip it and then come back to it 6 songs after it's on the list. It's, you know, there's still an element of surprise even though we have the set list written out. It's like the first 3 songs are standards. That's what we start with every night, and we end with the same last 5 songs every night. You know what I mean? So everything in the middle. We're doing 28 to 30 songs a night.
Holy moly!
And so everything in between, he says he's calling audibles. That's what he does. And he'll turn around. What do you guys feel like playing? You know, and we'll totally just go off script. So it's even though the set lists are out there and people can take pictures and post them and do whatever they want, it's 75% of what you see on the set list is not played in that order. And I like it that way, to be honest with you. I think it's it keeps me interested. You know what I mean?
The main thing is it's not just when Huntingtons go out, we're just playing Huntington songs and we'll mix in a couple of Ramone songs. But when he goes out, we're out promoting his solo stuff. You know, he's on Fat Records. He has a new album that came out last year on Fat Records. That's what we're really touring for. So that's what we should be. We should open the set with the first song that's on that record. That's what we do most of the time. But everything is played off of the crowd. So if they're not feeling it, but then they're going freaking nuts when we play Judy's a Punk, he'll turn around and, you know, when it's time to play, you know, something else that was next on the list that was one of his solo things, he'll just be like, let's do, you know, go ahead, start Cretin Hop or whatever, you know, and
well, yeah, even playing all nothing but Ramone songs is still going to get people interested in checking out his new stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because the other night we were in Italy, I think we were playing in Italy, and it was a really raucous crowd. They were into it 100%, but you could tell they kind of died down a little bit when we played the solo stuff because maybe they're not familiar with it. We're playing small towns. We're not playing Milan, Italy. We're playing little towns outside of big cities. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a lot of these people don't have the ability to go down to the record shop and get the new CJ Ramone album, or they don't have the ability. Some of them might not have the ability to log on to the internet and learn the songs off, download them on iTunes or something. So, but they know the Ramone standards. But the other night we were playing, and you could tell the crowd was so into it and it was so intense. And then we'd play one of his slower solo songs, and you could tell the crowd was kind of dying down. So then we'd play. I don't know. We'd play like a faster Ramone standard song, and then we'd look down on the set list. What's next? Till the End's next, and Till the End is one of his slower solo songs. And the crowd, when we're kind of standing around, trying to figure out what we're doing next, they start chanting, "Hey ho, let's go!" And it's like, okay, well, we can't slow it down now. We have to have to hit them.
So that happens in some places, and then I think last time I think it happened where it was the opposite, where somebody was yelling out "Till the End" or one of the other songs on the new record, and we were like, okay. Or I think somebody yelled out "Carry Me Away."
Carry Me Away, yeah.
And we were just getting ready to play that, but it was someone from the back. It wasn't like someone who was cheating and looking at the set list, and it wouldn't have made any sense anyway because the song that was before that was not what was on the set list. So
right.
But yeah, so we're like, oh, hey, did you hear that? Let's actually play this one,
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting to see a lot of good, cool reaction to his solo. And
it's
I love playing his solo stuff now. It's
I think it's when we get to
really
more when we're getting into more. This sounds so ignorant, but when you're going into more Americanized countries or cities, it's you kind of see that the people have way more of the ability to learn these songs and to know these songs. So it's we come in with kind of a deep cut on one of his first albums, and everybody.
Wait, why does this sound ignorant?
Cheers for it. Because I've said an Americanized city or country. You know what I mean? Instead
just
of
a country where English is a little bit more obvious to them. Of course, this stuff's getting overwhelmed.
No, not even that. I'm saying people here.
More modern acclimates.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to come across I'm not in America, so nobody knows what's going on. It's not like that, but
there's plenty of people in America that don't know what's going on. Hey, all right, so are you guys having fun?
Yeah, having a blast.
Are you guys having now? Josh has done this a couple times. Josh, how does it feel different from the last two times you did it? Does it feel like you're on a whole other level, or does it feel like you're there again and it's so awesome?
Both. I'm here again and it's so awesome, but it's a whole nother level. I'm seeing a lot of the same people, and and people are coming up saying, "I see Huntington's 15 years ago. I see Huntington's when you come here," and it's every night. Actually, I think tonight might have been the first night that nobody said anything about it.
Well, we've never been to England.
That's true.
I have to tell that.
That would really make a lot of sense.
That would make sense. Yeah.
I still have to tell that story about Italy that I told you today.
But last night we were in England and someone was saying something. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Following up with what Cliff's question, you've been there before. I mean, the last time we went was in 2003, and Josh, maybe you remember and are thinking the same thing I'm thinking, or maybe not, but we got asked a lot of the same questions in 2003 just based on current world events and so forth and so forth. So are you guys getting standard questions every night of the same type, or what are people, if you're hanging out after the show, what are people talking to you about? What do they want to know?
In terms of what?
Anything. If they come up and they say, do they just say good show and they shake hands and take a picture and leave, or do they try to engage? Because when we were there last time, we would sit at the venue for an hour or 2 hours afterwards talking to people about all kinds of stuff, and it was a different time then. We were about to do the whole invasion of Iraq and all that kind of stuff, so they were very concerned about how we felt about that and this, that, and the other. So maybe there's not that much of a
right. There's not. I mean, honestly, I'm talking to a lot of people that I either met before or run in the same circle of friends, like the Mangy's friends and stuff like that. But like then like at the Paris show, I went out. We played on a boat. La Petite Bain is a boat. It's really cool, and it's a decent sized venue. But we played there like 3 nights ago, and I went and like asked a guy like, is there like a way to go out on the deck or something? I just want to go take a picture. And they were like, yeah, you go up there, go outside, go upstairs. And I went up, and there was a bunch of people up there smoking, and I just went over to like film some video, and some guy came over with a Ramone shirt on, and he starts talking to me, and he told me that he used to work at a record shop years ago, and he had the Ramones come in for an in-store signing, and he said that he brought CJ the first Ramones record to sign, and he was like, I don't know, I'm not on this one. And he was real humble. He's like, are you sure? Like, I don't know if you want me to sign this. And he's like, well, I definitely want you to sign it. But he was like, it meant a lot to me that he was like not just signing it and getting me. He was like, I don't know, I'm not on this one, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm like going through the exact same thing right now because people are handing me his solo stuff to sign, and I'm like, I didn't play on that. I'll sign the Split with the Mangies, but
Oh, that came out?
Yeah.
The Surfer Girl?
Yeah.
So it's mastered and everything? How's it sound?
It sounds good. I thought I sent it to you.
Nope.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Anyway.
I like it. Yeah. But yeah, I'll send it. I think I have it somewhere. But anyway, it was just like I'm basically when I'm talking to people, I'm talking about the Ramones. That's what they want to talk about because they don't really care about me. They want to like if we talk about anything, it's about the Ramones or people asking about Huntington's and when are we coming back or are we coming back and talked to a lot of people that were just like the Mangies guys would love to do a tour together, even if it's a week. If it's a week over there, if it's a week in the U.S., like there a lot of people were just like, you guys are the American punk band that we want here and stuff. So it was really cool seeing all that people will still care about. But I gotta say, like, most of that talk is coming from Italy, more so than anywhere else.
We'll go over there. We'll play a whole week in Italy with the Mangies. It'll be great.
We could, yeah, it would be great, and it'd be a lot of fun, and then come home, and then you don't have to quit your job. You just take a week off work and go do it.
Yeah, kids and vacations. It's kind of hard to have a vacation and say kids and wife. Kids and wife.
You don't take your kids and you don't take your wife.
I know.
Just go.
But you say kids and wife. I know vacation time is for family, but vacation time, Dad's just gonna leave. And that's even worse for Mike because the kids are like, "What? No Disney World? No." It's hard.
Or you do what I'm doing. Like what I'm doing right now is taking time off without pay.
Yeah, no. But you never know what's going to happen.
But you can always assume you're not going to come here and just not make any money. You should make some money, right? So.
We didn't make money anytime we've gone.
We did. I didn't, but you guys did.
But anyway, hey, the other night before this turns into like a crazy we're going to discuss what we're going to do in the future. Paris was amazing. I got to touch on that. Paris was like so intense. Like it was really weird because we go in and we're like spotting out like how escape routes. You know what I mean?
Right on.
And we're on a boat. So obviously the first thing we do is we're
jump in the water.
We're going to be overboard. And then what happens after that, I don't know. But it was like, I feel like the whole trip led up to that show. You know what I mean? Like the whole trip led up to that show. So it was like so intense when we got there and talking to the people that like there was a girl there that was a survivor that was at the club when it got shot up. She came to our show. There were people with signs that said "Thank you for coming," and So many people after the show just came up and just giving us hugs and presents, and it was like so overwhelming.
That's
to the
cool.
point where like afterwards we went and saw the club that got shot up, and it was kind of like CJ kept referring to it like comparing it to 9/11. Now you want to talk about like on the grand scheme of things, talk about 2,000 versus 180 casualties, whatever. It was a horrible act of violence. Based on religion, religious differences and stuff like that. But to go see it and to see the memorial, to see the club, to see the bullet holes that are still in the walls, it was so intense that it was like draining. You know what I mean? It was like so incredible, and the show was so good. Like the crowd was so into it, and it was like they needed that release, and we needed it. But like I said, it was like that was kind of like the date that we all circled. Coming over here, we're like, it all leads up to this. Like we all wanted to be there, and it was never a question whether or not we should cancel it. We were just like, will they let us play? Because we knew we were going to be there. Will they let us play? And the people in Paris were just amazing. Like so awesome. Cool. So, but just like going and doing, like driving around, we like inadvertently drove past the cafes that got shut up. You know what I mean? Like we didn't even look. We were driving back to our hotel, and we're like, oh, what's all that? And it's like flowers, like hundreds and hundreds of flowers outside of a cafe. And we're like, that's where that, we saw that picture from.
Yeah, and then we like stopped and we're looking at it, and then we're like, oh yeah, there's bullet holes right there.
There's bullet holes riddled all like in the front of the cafe.
And it was only like,
this happened
a few weeks ago, like it was.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It was really fresh.
November 13th, so it was like, there's the soccer stadium. There's, it was just, but like the show couldn't have gone any better, in my opinion. And the people were just, it was like really emotional for me because these people are coming up, and I know it was for CJ. Like nobody's there to see Josh and I. You know what I mean? Everybody's there to see CJ, but it just to be involved, to like be on stage and be performing these songs that these people just needed to hear, and doing this thing that, they just need right now. You know what I mean? It was just so humbling, and the affection that the crowd showed after we played was just, it was like, it was a tough one, man. It was really tough, and I think everybody was just like, after that was just, it was weird. Like the mood changed, man. It was like really, really somber in the van, and, it was, anyway, but France was awesome. Paris
was cool. Yep. It's definitely the most emotional show. Emotional visit.
Has there been any discussion yet of the future? Is he liking the band enough to want this to be his future band? Like, has there been any discussion like that? You guys gonna make an album with him? Is there any? I mean,
things have been mentioned.
No. I mean, like it's all, who knows? But like we're like it's going well. Like Gene, the man, his manager, he was Johnny's right-hand man since like the early 80s or whatever. He was with us up until today. He left this morning, and I told CJ, like, I told CJ, like, I want your approval on this tour. I want you to be like, good job or whatever. But more than that, I want Gene's approval, because Gene's been actually involved with the Ramones longer than you were, and Gene is like the toughest, meanest dude in the world, and I can't imagine him like ever saying, good job, good show tonight. Like, I can't see him saying that. It just doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would ever say it. And he was like, yeah, so that's your ultimate goal, is to have him say good job? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, good luck, man. But then this morning, Gene left, and he texted Chris and I, and he said, really good tour, great job, what do you say?
No drama, a lot of compliments.
There's a lot of compliments and no drama. Looking forward to working with you guys in the future. Yeah. So, I mean,
awesome.
To me, I was like, this is so cool.
Did you cry?
No, but I definitely took a screenshot, sent it to Kelly.
Awesome.
Check this out. You know.
That's cool, man.
But you know, yeah. So it's like the kid whose dad never loved him, and then finally he says, "I love you, son." That kind of thing. Even though I just met the guy at the October 3rd show, you know. But it was cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
are you guys gonna when next time we play? Well, I guess we're playing a show in January here, that Teenage Bottle Rocket thing. I don't know if that's still happening, but assuming it happens,
I don't know. Are we doing that?
Right?
Are we doing it?
The guys been hitting them up, and
I assume we're doing it.
On Mike.
But
I don't know.
if we do it, we can talk to Mike when he comes back. But if we do that, are you guys gonna be like, man, this is so lame because you just got done with the CJ stuff? You guys can be like, it might feel like a big letdown now coming back home to that.
No way.
There were more people at our little punk rock revival show than there were at tonight's show, and I didn't care. Like I told CJ after the show, like I know that
it's hard to break into England, man.
Yeah, but I mean, well, last night was a lot of fun.
Well, what sucks is like when last night, like the night before, we played to a packed house. It might have been sold out. We played to a packed house. Couldn't move in the club. Awesome energy. And then tonight, it wasn't there. We were competing with some shows that were going on around town.
So there was GBH was in town, and I heard the Darkness was in town as well. And that GBH is going to take a lot of punk kids. When you're in a little, it's not like it's a big city, but still, I don't know.
And then,
I would go see CJ over GBH, but whatever.
But then there's that whole like rock and roll market that the Darkness aims for, and so it was kind of the odds were against us tonight.
And it's a Thursday night, yeah. But it was a huge venue, I think 600 capacity, and there were probably 100 people or something. But that being said, like they're only going to react so much, like based on what you give them. And I could tell at certain moments. I was telling CJ, like, there were moments where I was just like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna blast this song and like play it so fast, so perfect, and just like with energy, and then like and do all my freaking awesome dance moves that I do. But when I would do that, I would see more people get into it. And if I'm just standing there, just like going through the motions, they're going to stand there and wait until the show's over just as well. So It's all about what you do, and give it the best. I mean, it's just going to be more fun if you're having fun too. So I personally don't even care if it's a small show. Like I'm not involved with the financial end of it at all. So that's I want it to be successful, but I'm also just like my job is to go do a good show. Is
CJ feeling like this has been a successful tour and he's happy he's doing it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how he couldn't. Every show's been a blast. I'm pretty sure they're selling a ton of merch, and he's had to order more T-shirts because they ran out, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's been successful.
Hey, Mike, the guys want to know: are we playing the show, the Teenage Bottle Rocket show thing in January?
No.
We're not doing it?
No.
Oh, how come?
We're just not.
Really? You didn't want to do it?
This has nothing to do with want. It just has to do with, the focus. Well, I'll speak for myself, and you guys can speak for yourselves. But my thing has been, does it work? Nope, doesn't work. Okay, can't do it. So, doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, yeah, that's it. Just bad timing, I guess.
Sorry, Dean. Oh, well.
Dean? Is that the guy?
Dean is the promoter that keeps emailing me.
Well, do you want to have band practice that day or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
we can work on new material.
We'll rehearse in Richmond, down the street from the venue, for
that'll be
3
awesome.
hours.
Right, and not play a show.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
But no, is it just it's too far away, and with it not getting paid anything, and then it's just too far away and stuff?
we've got a birthday party the night before. It's life. It gets in the way of sometimes. So it just, you know.
Jen's like, why doesn't it work? Why aren't you playing the show? Why aren't you playing the show, Mike? That's awesome.
That's funny.
Mike, are you embarrassed right now? I'm sorry. We put you on the spot.
Jen has the same kind of thing our son does, where she doesn't really know when it's time to talk about things and when it's not. It's that kind of thing.
This is kind of turning into one of those shows. It's like, let's talk about all the behind-the-scenes stuff now. This is like the behind-the-scenes.
Timing-wise for everything, I've got Cliff's record to work on. I've got Christmas break coming up. I've got my son's birthday, which is literally 3 days prior to that show, and his party is the night before. We ain't got no time to practice, so I think it's just not in the best interest of everyone involved to do it.
Whatever, man. You're dealing with like professional musicians now. I mean, we're like, we don't need practice. What are you talking about? Just kidding.
No, I mean, I would be perfectly. They're both muted. Now Mike's back. Yeah.
Everyone's muted except for. Now we're back.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever, Mike. But it's fine if you don't want to do it. But so we're doing another thing in July. That's cool. And then
yeah, that sounds like it's going to be pretty cool.
Comes up, you know.
All right, I missed all that. Hey, look who it is.
Hey.
Your wife is at my house.
I know.
I wonder what she's doing here. I just got my hair
she's
cut.
even further away from me. Yeah. I know what she's doing because I FaceTimed her earlier and I was like, "Hey, this is Dawn from the Yorkshire Brats."
She brought your dog.
Hey, Jetty. Jetty dogs can't do computers, man, or screens.
Hi, Daddy.
Wait. Hey. Yeah, she's got like lipstick on and stuff, like makeup on, like I've never seen her in. Like she looks very different. It's kind of weird. I mean, it looks good, but it's just I've just never seen her look like that. So it's kind of like, what? Who's this? It's kind of funny.
Surprise a hot date down that way.
Girls just having fun, man. Some girls like to hide a beautiful girl away from the world. She wants to be one of the ones that walks in the sun, man. Girls just want to have fun.
Thank you. It's a beautiful poem.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks. So I missed all that. What did I miss? I'm sorry.
Nothing. I promoted our July show.
Oh.
A show in July somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Huntington's?
Cornerstone.
Yeah. Well, no, it's but that'll be cool. We're gonna play. Did we talk about what we're playing? Are we allowed to share that?
No, all I said was, okay, so we won't do the January show, but we got the other thing in July. And, maybe some other stuff in between.
Yeah, hopefully. That would be cool. It's kind of like it's building to do more shows. It's fun. Hopefully we'll get to do any. But obviously it's always got to be the right times and stuff. So, but I don't mind hearing that. I don't mind hearing that Mike saying, can't do it, man. I got Cliff's album to work on. That's cool.
So does Josh, by the way.
I know.
I do.
Yeah.
When
are you going to do your parts?
Is it just me? Am I the last part?
No, you are not the last part. No.
Okay.
But all my guitars are done and all my vocals are done. Drums on 2 songs are done. Did you and Rick decide on when he's doing the rest of the drums?
He has not said. Nope.
So okay. You guys just do what you got to do, get it done, and then I'll do my stuff.
Hey, dude. You can. Mike is off the whole week between Christmas and New Year. If you want to come up one of those days during the week, if you're not happen to be working, which you probably are, but if there's a day off, you can just come up and do it then, man.
I'm off on weekends from, once I get back from tour, I'm off on the weekends. Weekdays, other than Christmas or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I have no more time off.
Oh, no.
I didn't have enough time off to do this.
Well, pick a weekend.
To have a job.
Pick a weekend. Go on up. He'll be ready for you, man. Just you and Mike can decide. Whatever works for you.
Well, what'll work for me is when it's all ready for me, then I'll go do it.
It's ready for you right now. You had 2 things that you wanted to. There was 2 things that you said had to be done. All the guitars and all the vocals. All the guitars and all the vocals.
But I would rather just get it done. Just get it done, and then I'll go.
You're part of that, dude.
I know, but I'm not going to affect the way Rick plays, but Rick will affect the way I play. We can talk about this later. Come on.
Hey, you don't have any drama. You don't have any drama over there. We might as well bring some here.
It's 2:30 in the morning over here, and we're talking.
Is it really?
Is it really?
So what's been the best show so far of the tour?
Italy.
I thought Paris.
Have you played more than one show in Italy?
Yeah,
we played 2 shows in Italy. So the one that was near, he said we didn't play Milan. We played Milan, but it was like how do I say it?
Seregno.
It was a little bit outside of Milan. That was the best show. I think I just posted on Facebook some pictures that from that somebody else posted.
And I didn't
Oh, is that the one where the Mangy sang with you on stage, and there's that clip of you guys doing Surfer Girl, kind of out of tune?
They did that twice.
He did that both shows, yeah.
Okay.
He sang that song both shows, but
I love how Cliff adds out of tune.
It was out of tune, man.
What was?
It's punk rock, dude.
Dude, yeah. Yeah. No, it's cool, but like there was like lots of people there, and it looked really cool, and you guys were like played real smooth and real good, and yeah.
And
I mean, that song just doesn't have the same vibe as the rah 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 stuff, obviously, So.
Yeah, the 2 early shows were
honestly
awesome.
That song probably is one of the songs that on this tour, like the crowd doesn't seem to, they don't like the Beach Boys, or they like them, but they're not like big Beach Boys fans. So it's just, it would probably go over better in America, but or maybe not. Maybe the Beach Boys are just done. I don't know. I love
like
it.
80.
I love playing it, but it definitely doesn't go over that well. But
there's lots of songs that people like, but in a live setting that doesn't have the same push. It's why you look at our set. Our set is built the way it is because we only choose the songs that have that push. So that's just going to be like that, and that's okay. It doesn't mean people don't like the songs, and it doesn't mean a song doesn't go over extremely well in a car to yourself, but then doesn't go over well live for those reasons.
But it's not even like it doesn't sound good live. It's just it just doesn't. The fans just don't connect with it. Maybe they don't know the song. Maybe they've never heard the song. Maybe they don't know who the Beach Boys are.
The song the Mangies did on the split is really good, and both shows we played, they didn't play it live, and I was like, dude, we're out here promoting this record, and we got 2 shows with you, and you're not going to play the one song that you recorded. But I couldn't convince them to do it. But they're very much like you are, Cliff, like where these are the songs that we know to play. We're just doing these. We don't have time to practice. Let's do this set,
Hey, Josh.
They're very,
Real quick, I'm at 10% battery, so do you want to switch?
Sure.
Okay.
Switching scenery.
All right.
Well, Josh is. Well, you're both technically still there. So you're talking about the Mangies. Other opening bands, what have they been like? Has it been like complimentary to the Ramone style music, or have you had any like off the wall openers?
Yeah, hold on. We're about to walk down a hallway, so I gotta be quiet. All right, one second.
I'll answer for that, I guess.
Have you had any like death metal bands opening up or anything crazy?
No.
Oh, hey, Josh.
No. I've been rooming with this guy.
We've been neighbors. Neighbors. Oh, you know what? Real quick, for anybody that hasn't been in, that's killing me.
Yeah.
Feedback. I'm sorry. For anybody that's never been to Europe before, and I guess since we got to England, or since we got to the UK, the beds have been pushed together. They're like double beds, but they're like pushed together to make one big bed. So Josh and I have been trying to like separate the beds as best as we can, and finally this is like finally we have like separate beds. So it's the little things when you're on.
What are they like steel? Are they like steel? Bolted together or something? Like what the heck?
No, they're like some of them. It's funny. well, some of them you could like push apart like a few inches, but most of them are like just one big bed. And we're just done playing a show, and we stink, and we're sweaty, and Josh doesn't shower at night, so he showers in the morning. So we've
And you're like, dude,
we've gotten
you
to know
stink.
each other on a whole new level. Yeah, no, it's not that bad because by the end of the night, we're so tired that we're just like, we both stink. So, but I shower at night. But whatever. So it's just like those little things when you're on tour. You're like, love, like, oh my gosh, look, we have separate beds now. It's awesome. So I had to point that out for all the viewers.
Every now and then, I will not like. Yeah, I got it in the morning. Regardless if I play a show or not, every morning a shower wakes me up. So who cares though?
You guys have like
anyway opening bands. No,
yeah.
No,
real quick,
because we got to talk about some cool opening bands.
Before you do that, just real quick, do you guys have 15 or 20 more minutes in you? Because I can throw the link out public and maybe have some people join.
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Opening bands.
First 3 shows, we played with the band called D Cracks from Austria, Vienna, Austria.
Is that the one with that super fast drummer guy?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was awesome. Holy moly.
That's
he's really good.
That guy should be like.
He's like one of the. Watching him every night like put me to shame because I kind of like pride myself on being like a fast hi-hat and ride drummer.
Dude, that guy put Marky Ramone to shame. That was amazing.
But see, the thing is, like, he does it for a little while, and then he does the single strip for, like, half the song, and then he goes back in. So, he doesn't do it the whole time. But he's, like, phenomenal drummer. Like, I love watching him play. Like, more than any other drummer. Brandon Carlisle from Teenage Bottle Rocket was the only drummer that I liked watching more than Mike from D-Cracks play. So they're really good. Check them out. And then Josh can talk about these guys that we've been playing with the past couple nights. They're really, really good too. Called the Yorkshire Cats. Yorkshire Rats. They're really good. Like rock and roll, like alternative. Really good band.
Yorkshire
really
Rats.
Dudes.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Once you get it right. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, they're kind of like. Yorkshire Rats are kind of. I guess. I don't even know. Just like rock and roll band. But I had looked up some of the bands that we were going to be playing with on the tour, and I noticed that they were playing with them for 3 shows in England, so it was like, all right, well, might as well check them out, and they were on Spotify. I was like, really good, so I sent a message. I was like, hey, I'm looking forward to playing with you, and then next thing, we've been talking back and forth, and now I've been hanging out with them for 2 days, and they're really cool. We have an off day on Saturday, which sucks because the tour ends on Sunday. Sunday's the last show, but we have off day Saturday, so
that's weird. Saturday's like a big show day. That's weird.
I know. So, but they're looking into doing like an extra show maybe.
Our first show was on what was our first show?
First show was on Monday, which is a bad idea too.
Monday night.
It was a Monday.
Which is weird.
Well, Sunday, yeah. Sunday was the Ramones Museum.
You know, you guys were doing really well when you were originally sitting there. Ever since you switched, you guys are like frozen pictures every time you talk. There's no smoothness. Yeah, but like before, when you were in the room.
I don't know. Maybe it's because we're like on the other side of the world. I don't know.
No, I know. I understand that. But when you were in the lobby and he was in the bedroom, it was fine. Now it's the other way around, and it's all jacked up for some reason. It's weird.
Wait, who's jacked up now?
You and Josh. Whenever you talk now, you just freeze up constantly. Your voice is fine, but the picture of your face does not move.
Wi-Fi. Like there's like no Wi-Fi in any of these hotels. Like it's so
okay,
sketchy.
Really.
Yeah.
But
no one needs to. There's nothing to see here anyway.
I know. Hey, look, man. South Dakota joined us. North Dakota did join us. And Jared's here too. A couple regulars are here to see you guys.
What's up, boys?
Hey. Not much. Merry Christmas, guys.
That's right.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about how like Christmas spirit, hadn't even thought about it at all. Been out here like just not even thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, it's already December like 10th or whatever. Like at home, it would be all about Christmas right now, and
Yep.
I just haven't even thought about it. I haven't bought a single Christmas present for anyone.
Yeah, but Milan was really cool the other night, though. Milan was really done up really nice.
Yeah, but it's
downtown Milan.
Going. I don't know. I'm just whatever.
No, you're in the other.
Yeah.
You're a world away, man. You don't feel connected like that. I understand. And but hey, dude, AA show is international today. That's all I'm saying. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
A question for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you guys like try to get something unique from all the different countries or places you go, or you just kind of enjoy the experience and then that's it?
Honestly, we really don't have much time to do anything. We're like, every time we come into a town, like a new city, it's like because we sleep in the city that we play in every night. You know what I mean? So like tonight we play Birmingham, England. So we're staying in Birmingham tonight. Tomorrow we wake up and we have to be in Sheffield, England tomorrow. So we probably won't see much of Sheffield. We'll go straight to the hotel. If we're lucky, check in, drop our bags off, go to the venue, load in.
Welcome.
Welcome to tour.
Welcome to Europe. Welcome to Europe. Your view is outside of the van window. Take pictures as you're passing by.
That's exactly.
Well, with Paris, and, like Mike.
And you guys took a couple cool band
drove,
photos too, which was awesome. So.
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
I mean, like
we drove past Paris, and we had those cameras that were like the disposable kind. You click, 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 and we drove past Paris, and you took a picture, took pictures like that, and then we got them developed, and like you can't see anything, and so it would have been really cool to have some time to go explore Paris, and it was one of those things that we kept talking about it and kind of nudging Gene and CJ, and finally it was like, all right. So after the show, we did like a driving around the city. We drove to the Eiffel Tower. We drove to, the club and all that stuff, and took pictures and stuff.
You know what's funny is that CJ was the kid in the Ramones that wanted to explore everything, and he was never allowed to because it was all like, we just got to get to the show. We just got to get to the show. And now he's being the opposite way to you guys. It's kind of funny.
No, it's not even that.
He wants to do stuff.
He wants to. It's like we're on really tight schedules. You know what I mean? And it's like we're the headlining band every night, so we need to be there. We have extensive sound checks. We have, everything. He's got interviews to do every night. He's got to be in certain he's got to be certain places, certain times, and we can't be late. We're like, it's actually really cool because everybody's just kind of on the same page when it comes to lobby call. If lobby calls at 7:30, you better be down there. Everybody's in the truck. Everybody's in the van waiting for you, and then you feel like a jerk. And
I was like a minute late 2 days in a row, like 1 minute late, and I think Chris told me that he heard CJ say, "I'm sensing a trend here." So since then.
So I had to pull Josh aside and I said, listen, you mentioned something to me today about it, just watch it. And it wasn't like Josh was like 15 minutes late and we're all sitting there like twiddling our thumbs. It's like the guy right before Josh.
You get down there early, then you're down there early.
And then a minute later, Josh comes down, and it's not like, we're oversleeping or anything like that, or Josh is oversleeping. I'm always like one of the first ones into lobby call. But
no, we bring our guitars in every night. I have this awesome new road case that is really heavy, and it's a pain to squeeze in tiny elevators out here and get. It takes me longer than it takes Chris. Chris just goes down with his bag.
Yeah, all the elevators are like built for 2 people, or one fat person.
So you guys get hotels every night, not like the Huntingtons where we're sleeping on floors and everything like that.
Yeah, we're in hotels.
Yeah,
so it's pretty.
There's
cool.
only been one instance where like it was a bad situation at night, and it was last night, and it was just because we had rooms and they were flats. They were basically apartments, they're directly across the street from the Arsenal Stadium, soccer stadium, which is kind of cool. But we had to go to this one place to get the keys and then go back, which was like took forever to get to for some reason, and go back and then find the house or whatever and go in. And when we do that, the key wouldn't work. Everyone tried it. It wouldn't work. The key would not open the door. Go back to the office. They're like, okay, someone's going to meet you over there. And then they go back and forth, driving all over the place. And it's at this point like almost 3 a.m. We're so tired and we have to leave early. So what's the point? Like, we didn't have to leave early in the cold. Today we left at 11. And I mean, I figured it was early because we're getting in so late. But as far as the hours of sleeping, and plus we had my friend with us, and we're trying to figure out her situation. And,
your friend, her situation? What?
My friend, her situation. Yeah, Olivia. You know Olivia Schaefer? I don't know if you know her.
No.
But she lives in London. She came to the show, and then the plan was we'll all go back to the hotel, and then we'll all go out to this bar that was right near the hotel. And instead, it was an hour and a half of driving around. Meanwhile, the bar closes, and Olivia's still with us, and she doesn't have a car, and she has to figure out how to get home. I don't know. It was just more stuff to figure out, but then we go and eventually we get into the place. Long story short, and it's awesome. And there's like everybody has their own room in this giant flat in London, across from Arsenal Stadium. So that ended up being really cool, but it was a horrible nightmare for a couple hours.
That wasn't a long story short,
complain.
by the way. That was a long story.
I always do that, but I can't complain though because, like, if you think about the Huntington stores, we never had like a single night that was like the nights that we've had here. So.
And it was freezing, and it was not good. We did not get. You guys are getting to stay like Marky Ramone did when we were touring over there.
Oh,
you guys get that every night. That's awesome.
We get like catered dinners. All our dinners are catered at the clubs.
Really?
It's awesome.
Holy
cow!
Cool.
It's like the little things. Yeah, it's like the little things.
Tonight we got there. We go into the dressing room. There's like chips and salsa and all these snacks. Cliffy would love it. Like tons and tons of Cliffy snacks, bags and bags of candy bars and stuff. And then they're like, "What do you want for dinner?" And CJ's like, "I could really go for Indian food." And so we order Indian food. We get Indian food delivered, and then we go play the show, which is not a smart idea, but that's what we did. And then after the show, you go back, and there's 2 Domino's pizzas there.
You guys are gonna come home heavy.
Because you got to eat more, I guess.
No, because we probably
it's just, none of that ever happened.
10,000 calories a night. You got to keep in mind we're playing for like almost we're playing for like an hour and a half every night, almost 30 songs, sometimes more.
Wow.
So we burn it off.
I wouldn't be able to handle that.
And we really don't eat I don't eat hardly at all during the day. Like I'll
we
get
eat,
up and try and get breakfast, and then that's it. And then
you have to understand, like like we're eating breakfast in hotels, so it's like if you get scrambled eggs one morning, that's like a luxury. You know what I mean? Like we do rough it pretty much until we get.
You don't rough it, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
No, what I'm saying in terms of like, we don't have like gourmet breakfasts or anything like that. Like we eat well when we get to the clubs.
No, it's for Europe. It's pretty good. Trust me.
Anyway. Right on, man.
Chris, you gotta think about this. All right, if you were on those tours that we did, you see it, like if you're trying to tell Mike that
it's probably the same way.
All we get is like a cheese and meat sandwich and yogurt and cereal and orange juice and coffee, and you only get a selection of 12 different types of coffee that you have to push the button for. That's all we get,
Well, I'm trying to think, like
Mike's gonna punch you in the face when you get home.
I'm just.
I remember the breads. There was lots of breads, and they were very good.
And I had to go around saying,
bread, yeah.
"Do you have any butter?" all the time.
I gotta tell you.
Because I would say, "Is there any butter?" And no one knew what I was saying.
Or I want water with no bubbles. I want water with no bubbles.
Oh, terrible. Yes.
I gotta tell you, man, we were leaving town today. There was no. This was the one day that there was no breakfast available at the hotel because it wasn't a hotel. It was apartments that we're staying in, and so we're leaving London and looking for a place to eat, and then we see a place that's called like Burger World or something. So we park and then we go, and Burger World's not serving burgers for another half hour. So we go next door to this place that's called Bread, just called Bread, and it looked like a nice little cafe, and we go in and Chris goes up to it was like it's a kosher place.
I didn't know it was a kosher place. I didn't know.
An Israeli-owned business. Everything was kosher. Chris goes up to the guy. He's like, "You got any like meat lovers pizzas with like sausage and pepperoni?"
I didn't know it was a kosher place, but the guy was like really offended. He's like, "No." He's like, "We have fish." I was like, "Oh," and then Josh was like, "Dude, this is a kosher place. It's probably really offensive." And
but you could be like, "Hey, in America we have kosher hot dogs. What are you talking about?"
Well, that's what I thought too.
Just cut up the kosher hot dogs and put it on my pizza.
Yeah, I don't know.
The brand is called Hebrew.
Yeah, I'm not Jewish. I don't know these things, man. I just really wanted like a pepperoni pizza because they don't have pepperonis in anywhere else we've been. It's like salami.
Why didn't you guys just wait till Burger World started, half an hour later?
And that was the other thing. We were right next to a place called Burger World. So I'm like,
right.
Okay,
so
why
you couldn't wait half an hour till they started flipping the burgers?
No,
we couldn't. We were late.
We were running kind of late.
Yeah.
So.
Because we had to load in at 2:00 for a sound check that was at 4:00.
Oh yeah.
So that's why we decided to stop. Like we were going to be late either way, but this is ridiculous.
If there hasn't been a craziest moment, you can just say, nothing's been crazy. But what's been the craziest moment so far? If there hasn't really been one, it's totally cool to say, everything's been totally cool. But has there been anything that's been like, wow, this is just like not what I thought it would be?
In a good way? Like, I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know if it's for Josh. It might be different.
So you can tell the story. I don't care. I'm not.
No, what? Maybe we're talking.
You're talking about the T-shirts.
Oh no!
That's the craziest moment for me.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
You can talk about it. I don't care.
I don't know if he wants us to, but anyway, we'll do it for the.
Just talk about it, man. Tell the story.
All right, so there's two stories, and my first one was our first night in Berlin. We got these really awesome gifts from this guy who flew from Jerusalem to the show, and he got us personalized like gear. And I don't not gear, but like he made us blankets, and it says Chris on mine and Josh on Josh's, and then it's got CJ's logo on it. It's European Tour 15, whatever, and it was like so amazing. Like, and then he brought us a bag of dirt from. You guys would know better from.
Let me explain this, all right? Because that was really cool.
I love you. Here's a bag of dirt.
Basically, it's not.
No, it was from Jerusalem.
No, it was from Bethlehem. First of all, it was from the Holy Land where Jesus was born, and it was like a cross. There was a cross, and there was like actual sand from the ground and stuff. And it was like from Bethlehem and everything. And it was like certified from the Holy Land and stuff.
Yeah, it was really amazing.
But then there was like, I don't know. I wish I had it in front of me so I could read it. But there was really cool stuff that I'm gonna hang up in my house. And it was just really cool. This dude traveled from Israel to the show, and he brought us all gifts. And we're like new to him. We're like he didn't know who we were.
Were you guys like, where's the frankincense? Where's the myrrh? Get out of here!
No, he was actually like, he said, Josh, I know you're a Christian, right? Because I was like, yeah. He did some research, so he's like, I figured you would like this, and gave me like a cross and stuff, and but just I don't know, it's really cool, and I got it I keep it in my leather jacket, like.
That's awesome.
With everything else, and yeah, it's cool.
I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna try to keep talking. And hopefully you guys can see it. It says certificate. This holy product is made of authentic materials from the Holy Land and is manufactured by a Christian family in the nativity town of our Lord, Bethlehem. So it's pretty cool. Like he brought this. He brought us, like Josh said, there's a cross in there if you can see it. I don't know if you can pick up on that, but really cool. And that was the first night of the tour. So that was like, to me, that was crazy. You know what I mean? That was like,
and that was at
crazy.
Like the Ramones Museum. Like
No,
we
that was
met him at the Ramones. Well, that was at the first show, yeah. But we met him at the
Yeah.
Ramones Museum.
Well, we show up backstage and there's like gifts.
And you guys are going to get home, and then you're going to look at it real close, and you're going to see a little sticker on it that says "Made in Indonesia," and you're going to be like, "Oh!"
No, I
think so.
No, this guy's pretty legit. But so anyway, so to something.
Totally flip side of that.
Let's do a 180. Let's do a 180 real quick. So we're in Switzerland and we're sitting backstage and we're just like talking about the Paris show, and CJ comes up with the idea to make these shirts that say F ISIS on them, and he's like, we should get these shirts and just like we'll get 4 of them printed up. And we'll wear them in
with
Paris.
like all the European tour dates. Like the regular tour shirt that he has says like Last Chance to Dance on the back, has all the tour dates for this tour, but then across all the tour dates, F ISIS.
Okay.
It doesn't say, it's the word, it's both words.
Yeah,
so,
I
like,
got that.
So we're like, that's really cool, but how's that gonna go over? You know, like, and he's like, no, it's fine. You know, it's awesome. And I thought it was a good idea. I was like, that's really, you know, whatever. I think the people there would really like that and appreciate it and whatever. So he's like, all right. He's like, Big Duke, and Big Duke is Gene, our tour manager. He's like, Big Duke, get on that. See if you can order 6 shirts. And so he's like, all right, I'll look into it, you know. And so we go to Paris, and he's like, new merch is here. And sure enough, he brings it in, and he turns it around, and so we all kind of like started freaking out, and like, this is so crazy. But then it was like, we can't really, you know, don't take pictures of it, don't put it on the internet, which we're doing now, which Josh pressured me into doing. You know, he's like, we still have shows to do, you know, like if we put it out there and it like, you know, gets picked up by anybody, you know, it just brings bad attention to us and, you know, whatever. But yeah, so for our second encore, we went back into the dressing room.
So the idea is you don't want to offend the terrorists?
Well, no, we didn't want to put it on the internet and somebody from ISIS, you know, seeing it and saying, oh, they're playing in Birmingham, England tomorrow night. You know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of a safety of, you know, the rest of our shows, basically.
Doesn't matter because Flo already put it on the internet. So.
And Flo, yeah, and our old driver, Flo, who owns the Ramones Museum, who was an amazing person, Flo Haler, he came up behind me and while I was playing and took a picture, and it's like just perfect, like, you know, over my shoulder. But you could. So
you guys wore the T-shirts when you played?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
for the second encore. Like,
we played it. We did like 3 songs in them. But CJ went out and he kind of turned his back to the thing and, you know, pointed to his back, and he's like, "That's how we feel," and blah 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 blah. And the crowd went crazy. They loved it. They ate it up, and so that was cool. But yeah, that whole like, should we do it or should we not? We had to check with the promoter. We had to check with the owner of the club.
Like, you gotta understand, when we got there, like the people that were working there, you could tell they were a little freaked out. Like, they weren't sure that they even wanted to be working that night, because here's this American band that comes in and their like logo is, you know, American punk,
flag,
middle finger type of thing or whatever, and you know, just like, everything was so fresh. It was only a couple weeks ago, so they were a little worried, and then and so like after we got the shirts, we were like, what now? do we actually wear these? I was like,
it sounded like a good
understand.
idea in
Like,
Switzerland.
this is not a word I ever say. I don't ever say this word. Like, to wear this on a T-shirt is so unlike me. But the message is something that I'm cool
Andy's
with, you know. And anyway, it was just we decided to check with the promoter, and they were like, "Yeah, wear it, man. Do it. That'd be cool." And then the only mistake I made was of telling my mom that we were going to do it, and then she was like, "Are you crazy? What's the matter with you?" You know, why draw attention to yourself? You know?
Yeah, you tell her that when you get home. You tell her this is what we did when you get home, not while you're there.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Big mistake.
But
Hey, Andy. What's up, dude?
Andy,
What's up?
Shaved. What's wrong with you? You look like less of
Why-
a man. You look like half the man you used to be.
Why do you have a hood? Is this like your trademark now? A hood?
It is.
Man, every
It's
time I
telling
see
you, man.
you have a
It's
hood.
turned into it.
He's
No,
the Green
dude,
Arrow, man.
Honestly,
He is not
it's
taking that off the whole tour.
because I
What?
need a haircut. I hate my hair right now.
I mean, if you look across,
Have you been drinking that urine again?
Oh, look.
he has.
Look,
He has.
This is what we got
It's,
served in
my
the
gosh.
dressing room tonight.
Now, check it out real quick. Just a real quick observation here. If you look down at the video, check out who's wearing the white T-shirts.
That's right.
Who's representing?
All the Huntingtons in the USA.
The Huntingtons in the USA.
Mine's really
represent.
dingy looking, though. Look how dingy mine is. It's like, I have kind of a yellow shirt on. I don't know
You
about
look fabulous, Cliff. Come on.
Thank you.
You look-
Thank you. Fresh.
What do you guys got? I got some Guinness going on. What are you guys doing?
Budweisers.
I have my son's inhaler. I have my son's inhaler. It's about.
You drive?
What?
You driving later? Or hope you're not driving, man.
No, it's.
Is
that's
Josh and
That's all I
Josh?
got.
You
What?
guys in
Yep.
the same? Are you guys in the same room?
Yeah, Josh is in.
I'm in the lobby.
Josh is in the lobby.
He's in the hotel.
Basically, it was two. When we're in the same room, it's two echoey. So
How's Australia? You guys are in Australia, right?
No, we're in New Zealand.
Are you guys in
Nova
Newfoundland?
Scotia.
You guys are in Newfoundland?
No,
Newfoundland, yeah.
We were in Newfoundland yesterday.
Oh yeah.
North America, dude. Are you
So
guys in
kinda-
Canada?
I was telling somebody today. No, I was telling somebody. I was talking to my mom, and she's like, "Are you ready to come home, blah, blah?" And I was like, you know, like the things I miss. Like I could do another week or two. Honestly, I really could. But like the things I miss are like 7-Elevens. Like I miss quarter-pound Big Bite hot dogs. I miss,
not too much.
You know what I mean?
Might hook them up.
I miss big, thick chunks of meat.
Chris, man,
No, I'm like,
I'm just gonna put this out there publicly, man. I think you need to work on that, man. You got some bad eating habits. Not so much eating, more so with
I
drinking.
think
not
a
alcohol, I'm talking about
7-Eleven
sugar.
hot dog is actually like literally the worst thing you could eat on the
Yeah,
entire
but they're-
planet Earth.
they're really good though.
They are good.
Dude, we
They are
leave
good.
every time we stop. He runs in, gets a Red Bull and a Coke, and every time, man, I'm like, dude, we got Cokes and Red Bulls in the van. But he always buys more, and
Yeah, he never offers them to me though.
So are you boys having the time of your life or what? Josh,
No.
you're living out the dream, man.
I hate my
I'm having a
roommate.
great time, and yeah, it's just honestly, yeah, it's like a really good tour.
Did you not see the rest? Did you? Are you just tuning in now, Andy?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
you-
got on.
Now you're just gonna ask all the questions that you gotta ask.
Yeah,
before
we're gonna
everybody's
That's right.
time.
We're gonna shut
check
that
it.
down right away.
I'll check it back. I'll check it out after. I'll go
So-
back.
Yeah.
Hey Andy, to answer your next question, the craziest thing that's happened on the tour so far.
Dude, they wore T-shirts that said "F ISIS" on it at a show.
Oh yeah?
In
Yeah.
Paris.
You can't do stuff like that anymore, man. You're gonna hurt people's feelings.
You know me, man.
You're
I'm
gonna
always
hurt
offending
ISIS's
people, and
feelings.
I'm always cursing.
This is
So-
one of the most politically incorrect tours of all
Dude.
time.
It really is. It's amazing to think about. It is so funny if you listen to anything, just the real sense that society everywhere has now about words. It's all about words and feelings. It's not at all about actions or anything anymore. It's not about what you do. It's about what you say. And it's like, how in the world did we get here? It's crazy. It's totally crazy.
Well, I mean, this is not relevant to what any of us have been talking about really all night. But
look at Mike. Look at
but,
Mike with his part. Look at his part.
You like that part? You like that part?
Look at this
Because
guy.
I kind of like your winter hat inside your house. I like the fact that you're wearing a Nick cap inside your house. That's really cool.
I'm in my garage, man. It's freezing.
He's in Canada, man. It's cold.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
This guy is seriously styling.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Okay, so check it out real quick as he's drinking his Guinness. So while we're doing this show tonight, we get the Absolute Awesome Show gets a message from someone named Deborah. It says, "Hi guys, if you come to South America, Argentina, especially, you're going to have the best tour ever, best food and drinks." Have an official invite here to come to South America.
Dude, and how cool would that be to say, like, it's good to be back in Barcelona at a show.
Yeah. Of course, we've never been to Barcelona. So being back in Barcelona would be a weird thing because we've never been there.
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter. Because we've been to Elkton.
We have been to Elkton, which is basically Barcelona. It's basically
and we've dreamed about being in Barcelona, and if we ever played in Barcelona, you'd have to say that line, because how could you not?
How could you not? I agree.
Chris is like, they got Coors Light there?
They got a 7-Eleven?
They got 7-Eleven hot dogs in Barcelona.
And I'm going to be like, I don't know about 7-Eleven. Dude, they got a Wawa? Because I got to have I really need to have my tasty cake. So
the first few clubs we played in Germany, I'd go to the bar because we got served, I guess, I don't know, whatever the equivalent of, like, if you play in America, you get Budweiser, Miller Lights, or whatever put in your room. And so I went over there, and that's what we got German-wise.
Man.
So
you're in the Mecca. You're in the Mecca of beer, man, in Germany.
No, but I went to the bar, and I was like, look, I'll pay for, I don't have a problem paying for Miller Lights or Bud Lights or Budweisers if you have them, and nobody had them. It was like horrible.
No, we don't drink this here. Get out of town, boy.
Yeah.
So. I'm like the opposite, I would like to try all the crap that they want to offer us, just because I don't like Bud Light and Budweiser and all that stuff, or Miller Light. I mean, whatever.
So,
but
Josh,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing I'm not there, because if I was there, I'd probably be scowling the whole time. I would just be sitting there scowling all the time.
Did you come across Desperados again, Josh?
No. I was only in France for that one show, so that was more of a French beer, I think. But haven't seen them. I don't think they exist anymore. I still got one at home, but I'm not opening it.
So you guys are playing Ramone's songs, right? You guys are playing like mostly all, I guess,
mostly,
or like
mostly Ramone songs,
CJ
and then stuff from his 2 solo albums, and then
so is it like 70% Ramone songs and 30% CJ songs?
Yeah. About and then the Surfer Girl song that we did.
How was this? How was the Ramones museum?
Amazing.
Is this like a literal? They have paraphernalia and memorabilia.
Like this guy Flo. This guy Flo was our driver, so we were with him for up until Paris. So up until a couple days ago, he's awesome. You would not expect him to be like a crazy Ramones maniac, like you would expect the guy who owns this museum to be just out of his mind. Well, Flo is like the coolest dude ever. However, he'll sit there on eBay while he's on tour with CJ Ramone and buy a flyer from like 1978 for a Ramone show for like $100. He'll just buy crap, and he'll even say like, "Who would buy this for $100? I will." You know? But he bought Joey Ramone's entertainment system and TV. Like just the stuff that Joey watched on TV, and you figure he watched a lot of like, stock reports and stuff. This is what he watched it on, and now it's in the Ramones Museum because Flo bought it.
Nice.
But he has some really cool things too. He has like Davey's bass cabinet and everything.
Oh yeah.
Here we have Johnny Ramone's Commodore 64.
I don't know. See, the other thing that sucked is like because we were playing there, they took everything that was like in that room and pushed it all back, so it wasn't set up like a museum. You
played a show in the Ramones Museum?
Yeah, they had to move cool. everything
That's
back.
That's very cool. That's the coolest thing you've ever done.
It was cool. Yeah. I mean, that was the first show, really. It was a secret show, and I was wondering why we're flying out. Sorry.
I think Josh is downplaying it. It was the highlight of the tour for me so far.
It was all cool, downhill from there. First show, all downhill from there.
It was like we played 19 songs, and it was like really we couldn't put in we all played through combo amps. I only had
he had a kick, snare, and hi-hat.
I had kick, snare, and a hi-hat. We played 19 Ramone songs.
Right.
Wow.
So it sounded pretty. It did sound like like it normally sounds. So it was tough to like really get a lot of energy, other than the fact that the crowd was just really like we went in there. We sat for 2 days in the hotel learning questioningly, and what else?
Don't come close.
Don't come close, and I don't. I want you around. All these slow songs that the Ramones never did. Babysitter. Needles and pins.
Did he actually say needles and pins?
Yeah.
When he sang it, did he say pins?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And all of this will be like on. They've had a professional film crew there and stuff, and editing it now and stuff. But
cool.
I don't know. It was cool, but we were doing all these slow songs, and then we could tell people didn't care. They cared. They thought it was cool, but they wanted to have fun. And so then CJ was like, "All right, let's do Rockaway Beach, Sheena," and then that's when people kind of went nuts. And then you see the really expensive things dangling from the ceiling. Like they said, it was definitely the rowdiest crowd that's ever been in there. And this guy has booked everyone in there. He's had some really big artists in there because people, and he doesn't have to call them to come; they call him. That guy Frank Turner. You know Frank Turner?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably you guys do.
Who's Frank Turner?
He's just a solo artist guy. He's really good. I really like
Frank
him.
Black?
Yeah, Frank Turner, man. Yeah, Flo was saying he just hit him up. He was like, "Hey, I'm in Berlin. Can I come play your museum?" He said, "Yeah." And so they announced it at 2 o'clock.
Anti-flag.
Or 4 o'clock or something. Anti-flag play there. But Frank Turner shows up and.
It's Frank Turner. It sounds like some dude's dad. Who the heck is this guy?
I know, man. It's okay. He's
Hey, Mr. Turner. Would you like to play the Ramones Museum?
He's pretty well known now.
Really?
Well known, yeah.
Well, he's not known by me, so
he's
he must
not
not be that
Cliff.
well known.
That's true. That is true.
He can't be that great. He's not, I don't see him on any baseball cards. How can he be that great if you're not on any baseball cards?
Well, the point I was going to make, regardless of whether you know who he is or not, was he called Flo and said, "Can I play?" And he said, "Yeah." So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they announced on their website, Frank Turner's going to play here tonight. And at 6 o'clock, Frank Turner shows up, and there's people lined up out the building. And he goes in, he says to Flo, you need to let these people in because I'm going to play now. He said, "I can't let them in. There's no room. The room is already full." And he said, "Oh, okay. Well, tell them that I'll play 2 sets. I'll just do the set now." And so he went in and played for 45 minutes for the people that were in there. Then he said, "All right, everybody out." and then everybody was outside, came in, and then he played for like an hour and a half. For all them that were waiting the whole time. But it was such short notice, and they got had to do 2 shows type of thing. I don't know. It was really cool, that they would get that kind of short notice for a show at the Ramones Museum.
Do people know who this guy is in America?
Yeah, dude.
No, Edward Frank Turner is an English folk singer songwriter from Meanstoke, Hampshire, initially the vocalist of a post-hardcore band Million Dead, who I've never heard either. Turner embarked upon a primarily acoustic-based solo career following the band's split in 2005. So here we have a guy of some post-punk hardcore band that no one's ever heard of.
So
now he's doing acoustic music no one's ever heard of.
Our friend,
one of the story, man, was that it was an example of someone who
and it
played
was
there.
Huge.
Our good friend. Okay, a good friend. Good friend of the show and of some of us personally, Dustin from the record shop out in Illinois.
Right.
Consistently posts videos and just different things of Frank Turner's online, and he's not a not known guy. Now he's not a huge guy, but he's not just some random dude that.
I first heard him.
I'm mostly just trying to wreck everything and trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I've never heard an actual song. I've just heard of his name and stuff.
Has anyone ever heard of Million Dead?
Go to Dustin Wyckoff's page and look, and I literally within the last 3 posts of his, I guarantee you'll find a Frank Turner song.
Yeah. All I can say is, what's Dustin's last name?
Who's shuffling a deck of cards? who's dealing cards? Who's having a card game right now?
This show's getting.
So
going to be canceled.
Mike, what's Dustin's last name?
Wykoff.
That's what I'm talking about. So, if somebody whose name is Wackoff is telling you about some band other than the Huntingtons, it's probably not something you need to worry about. Right?
Dustin does go back and watch these shows.
I know. I love him, man. I love his sister, too. It's all good. But again, it's just funny. Sometimes you just have to point out the obvious. Sometimes the obvious is funny. Dustin, I love you, dude.
And Dustin, for the record, pun intended, I passed a restaurant that was called Co-op Bakery. Yeah. So whenever you watch back, I think it was in London. Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything?
That's the news record store.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of co-op stuff, man.
I don't remember. I send instructs into cotton co-ops to pick up all the time. You say co-op, I'm not thinking of
Dustin,
Huntington
works
Super
at a record shop in Co-op Records.
I don't remember. I'm 46 years old.
All right, man. It's 3:08 a.m. out here. Dustin's not even on the show. So can we move on?
Is Chris gone?
No, I'm here. I'm just.
Oh. What are you sleeping?
He's about to be gone.
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
this has been my all-time favorite show so far.
So what time is your guys' lobby call tomorrow?
Noon.
We get to sleep in tomorrow.
Oh, noon.
Yeah.
Oh, you got no excuse, man. You got no excuse.
I know.
When are you guys coming home?
Monday.
What movies did you guys watch on the way over?
I watched Vacation, the new Vacation.
Was it When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah, I watched that too. And then I watched, what's the movie with The Rock? San Andreas.
Oh, I was going to say The Pacifier. No, that was.
I thought you guys were talking about The Mummy 1 and 2. Yeah!
Did you guys see the new Turtles trailer? Bebop and Rocksteady are in it. It's pretty cool.
No, that's all.
I'm so glad that I am too old to understand.
Nah, they look like complete CGI garbage, but it's pretty cool that they.
Everything looks like CGI garbage nowadays. I watched also Terminator Genesis on the plane.
Yeah, Mike and I watched it.
Was that good?
It was good. I liked it. I thought Arnold was actually pretty funny. The weird thing was CJ was like a few rows up, or 10 rows up from me or whatever. And like there's 3 or 4 different parts in the movie where where the girl is listening to "I Want to Be Sedated," and I was just like, "This is so weird. I'm flying to Europe to play with CJ."
Wait a second. Wait. Is that like a stipulation?
It's a Ramone song.
Like you have to. No, I know, but like you have to stay like within like 20 feet of him at all times, unless you're on stage, or what's
that actually is. We can't look him in the eyes.
Deal? Is that in his rider?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him the whole tour.
You can't look at him
stage,
in the eyes.
yeah.
Does he ride in another car?
Rides in a different car. Yeah, we all ride in a van. And he rides his motorcycle.
Oh,
he follows behind on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Through the French Alps.
Yep.
All right, so I've been a
kidding,
bad.
by the way.
It's been a long time since we've done a show, so I've completely ignored the Q&A all night.
Oh, I haven't thought about it either.
But I'm going to go through the Q&A because it's only three. So I'm going to do it real quick. And someone's shuffling a deck of cards again. I don't know who it is, but let's stop shuffling cards for 1 second. We're going to go through the Q&A. So Keithy Huntington says, "Oh, by the way, it's starting 30 minutes earlier because we did put out an announcement that it was starting at 8:30. But well, just tell you 5 minutes prior." But that's ridiculous. We didn't do that. It was.
And then it says Trump 2017.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
right.
Probably.
Go.
In any case.
Listen, it's on YouTube forever. Don't worry about it.
It's on YouTube forever. Exactly. Okay, so then the next one is from Maddie Rockville. Frank Turner shout out, woohoo. So somebody else knows who Frank Turner is. There we go. And then the next one is another Maddie Rockville question. I don't know if he's still watching, but he'll watch it sometime in the future.
No, he won't.
Who's been the strangest one so far? The quote Marquis of the tour, so to speak.
Well, Marky has actually been the Marquis of the tour because he's been talked about quite a bit. It's been pretty entertaining. Like, that's honestly one of the highlights for me, is just sitting in the back row listening to when Gene, the manager, was with us, when him and CJ would just be like, yeah, remember when Mark did this? Remember when Mark did this? And then we just start imitating him, and I'm just so, I know that's what he's like, you know? I'm like, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of stories.
So why don't you tell us those stories?
They just would mess with him a lot, and he was really gullible. And they would be like, you know.
Oh, what was the one that they told us the other day that was really funny? They kept getting him to repaint his car.
Yeah.
And
it would be Johnny Ramone would be like, this is a nice car. He'd buy a brand new car. He'd be like, this is a nice car. This would look really good if it was like light blue. He was like, oh yeah, you think? And next week he paints the car light blue.
And then they said he would like show up. He would show up to rehearsal or something, and he'd be like, man, it's like, no, like jet black. He's like, jet black would look really good. And they said like every 6 months or so they would get him to repaint the car a different color. So he spent like thousands and thousands of dollars on this, but they were like really cheap paint jobs. They weren't like professionally done. They were just kind of like, I don't even know how they paint cars, but they
paint
would
roller,
burn out the paint, basically.
Now, eventually was the car like mushy because it was so many layers of paint?
Yeah,
you just like push in.
You kept going to like a crappy place.
And the Monty Melnick stories.
There's a lot of horrible Monty Melnick stories, like horrible, like wow.
Things they did to him.
Just they're brutal to that guy. So we gotta get him on the show next year. Gotta have him as a guest.
Who's the strangest guy on tour though? Probably our driver now. Really, he's a little weird.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be watching the show.
Yeah, so we can talk about him.
He's an oddball.
He's weird.
His name's Pierre. We call him Felipe. I don't know why, because CJ was like, hey, where's Felipe? And he started calling him Felipe, but his name's Pierre. And
that's such an American thing to do.
Yeah.
No, it was like,
He's an atheist.
Somebody forgot his name, and so they're like, yeah, where's Felipe? I was like, no, it's Pierre. But then everybody just calls him Felipe now.
I'm going to call him Felipe anyway.
And I can't even really put my finger on like why he's weird. He's just like a weird dude. He's from Germany.
This turned out to be a very uninteresting question. Hey TJ, what's up, dude?
Hi, how you doing?
What's up, man?
So no offense.
No, it's cool.
Well, I mean, do you guys stay in the UK for the rest of the tour? Or do you go back to the?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
we got Sheffield, then we got a day off. Where I'm trying to see if we can get an extra show in.
How'd you get across the channel?
We took a boat.
Really?
Ferry.
Oh, we swam.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it was crazy,
I didn't know,
though.
man. For all I know, there's like some giant bridge now. Tunnel.
But check this out. If we ever come here, it's pretty expensive because you have to buy work visas for everybody. You can't fake it. And if you try and fake it like the copyrights did, the copyrights flew here, landed in England, and they sent them back. They had to get back on the plane and go back to America because they didn't have the right work visas, and they knew that they were here, like, on tour. It was just an obvious thing. And the Brits don't mess around. They're just like, nope. So it was a real long process just to get on the ferry. They're checking all our stuff, and they're interviewing everybody. They're searching the van. They're putting the van through this like scanning system to make sure we don't have any drugs or.
Are you guys in England right now? Where are you right now?
Yeah, Birmingham.
Birmingham, England.
Birmingham.
A lot of cool guitars over there, man.
Not really. There's no
What?
Gibsons.
Dude.
I wasn't.
Oh,
saying
yeah,
they had
hey.
cool guitars. Yes.
There, it was established. What is going on?
Is somebody like in a kitchen, like working in a restaurant while they're watching this?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway.
There's a lady over there.
Somebody's in like TGI Fridays in the kitchen. I gotta get
Cooking
on the
up
show.
some mozzarella sticks.
Oh yeah, Mike. Now we're talking.
No, man,
Josh
I'm in
was
the lobby.
informed
There's. It's late out here.
Won't
They're
you-
getting set up for breakfast. Is what's happening.
Dude, why don't you mute yourself. But
What do
you're
you mean
gonna-
it's late?
How about-
It's only 10:17 at night. Come on.
But Josh was told by our tour manager that Gibson guitars are not punk rock guitars, and it broke his heart because it's coming from like Johnny Ramone's guy. That was like his best friend, and whatever he says goes. And it like broke Josh's heart. He's like brought it up like 100 times. He's like,
It bummed me out, but then today I had to do some stuff to like figure out our merch situation, and so I was kind of missing sound check, and Nate, other guitar player, was doing my guitar for sound check, and you know what he said afterwards? It was like, I need to buy a Gibson. I don't want to play my guitar anymore. I want to play your
but
guitar.
he's never gonna play in another punk rock band ever, and for the rest
True.
of his life.
So that was my other question. Who is Nate? Like, how did he get in the mix here?
He's
Dude, that was like
another
that was like the
question that was
first
covered
5 minutes of
before
the
you
show.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll go watch it.
Yeah.
You're
Probably
like the
not, but-
worst. You're like the worst contributor to this show ever. No, Nate was supposed to be.
Hey Chris, there's no show without me. Just remember that. There is no absolute awesome show.
Anyways, Nate was supposed to be one of our crew member guys, but he's a really, really super talented musician. So we figured he's really good at singing. He's really good at guitar. CJ made the call, and he's playing. So.
Hey, you couldn't have put a word in for our buddy Cliff here? Like, what's...
Dude,
I think the decision was made.
I would literally bring
no.
nothing to the table. Having to play an hour and a half where every single night the songs are in a different order, I would explode. I would literally explode.
Cliff actually talked about that tonight. He's asked me before, like, well, how come Cliff never asked about playing or whatever? And I said, he has. I mean, or I think he talked about it a little bit or whatever. But honestly, like, the way that these sets are, I don't think that it would. I mean, I think you would go crazy. I think you would hate it, like, because it's not a consistent set ever, and every single song stops, and then he decides what he wants to do next. Even
Right,
if,
that's not good. It's supposed to be bam, 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 bam. You get in and out of there in half an hour at the most.
Yeah.
I'm old as the hills. I got kids and a wife. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
And that's why you're not playing guitar.
That's why.
I don't think you would enjoy it, or I don't think you would.
Trying to remember that many songs like off the fly like that. I don't have what it takes to do that. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean they're like super intricate, like
They're not. They're
the
really
progressions
not that hard,
are just
but
out.
Right.
They're out of
The
this
thing-
world. Like
what's
Steve Vai stuff, really.
Stop.
What
I know what you're saying, but
what we're
here's the
talking
thing,
about here.
It's easy for me if I just know what key it starts in. I'm good. I can pretty much play any Ramone song. Nate, on the other hand, doesn't know any of these songs. Everything that he knows is just everything that he was told to play, which is a lot of songs. He learned both of his solo albums. He does most of the solos on his solo songs because he just knows them better than I do. And I realized that early on. I was like, you play that one. You're better at it,
What are you talking about? Who does?
Nate, the other guitarist.
Oh, he's playing the solos?
He's playing most of the solos on his solo stuff. I'm pretty much doing everything on the Ramone songs.
But you were doing all the solos at that show we saw you at, and you were fantastic.
I know, but I was the only one playing at that show.
What's that have to do with anything?
Well, if there's only one guitarist, then they're going to do the solos.
If there's only one guitarist, that guitarist is the best guitarist at that.
I understand.
Solo.
But your solos that you played sounded fantastic. Why would there be a need to have some new guy play the solos?
Well, there isn't. We just talked about it. We got together in the room, and I said, do you know this solo? He's like, yeah. And we played it. I said, okay, you do that one. Because I would rather... his songs are just different from Ramone songs a little bit. Just enough for me to have more fun just playing rhythms. Except for the solos that are like the rockin' solos, just I don't like it style solos.
Right.
Those are the ones that I do because they're way more natural for me. But
cool.
Whatever.
Well, that's cool.
So, someone said something about, hey, you should come to South America, and then Cliff started talking. I think Cliff was like, yeah, it'd be great to say we're back in Barcelona, which is in Spain. But
it's good to be back in Barcelona, and it's good to see all of you. Take it, Cliffy. 1, 2, 3, no. It'd be great. Great.
He's like,
in Barcelona, we should say, it's good to be back in Elkton, and it's good to see all of you. That's what we should do.
Yeah.
It's good to be back in Beijing.
That's right.
I would
love to come back here though.
It was crazy.
Week-long tour.
We were driving when we saw the Syrian refugee camps.
Yeah,
where was that?
Right before we got on the ferry to England.
Turkey?
Coming out of France.
You should have thrown a couple of your ISIS shirts out the window at them. That would have been awesome.
But it was crazy because they had guards. They had guards walking up and down the highways with machine guns, keeping an eye on the camp. It was just hundreds and hundreds of tents, and it was pretty intense. It was pretty wild.
We're getting 20,000
they were intense.
in Montreal. 15 or 20,000 by the end of the year.
That's going to be awesome for you.
Well, they're dispersing them. Their point of entry, I think, is Montreal. Then they'll disperse them from there. But
Andy, get us on that. Andy, you should get us on that. Get Huntington's on that Pooza Fest.
That show I was talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
Played that. I think he played that last year or 2 years ago. But
CJ did.
You can be like the third guitar player for the Huntington.
No, I mean I don't even want to play guitar. It'd just be cool for you guys to come up and we'll all hang out.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to play guitar?
3 guitar. Come on, man. 3 guitars? That's too much.
You can't downstroke.
You're not collective.
I can't downstroke. Collective soul. Yeah, no,
You can't even. There's no comeback from that. It's just too good. It's too good of a line.
Let's just do a longer set.
It's probably like Pooza Fest is. It really is one of probably the best punk rock festivals in the world now. You know, like in 2015 anyway.
Here's how we do it.
Montreal is still.
I'm kind of old, so what we do is halfway through the set, I give you my guitar and you finish the set.
I'll be probably sleeping by that point anyway. I mean, I was ready to lie down two songs in at that other show.
Well,
can't do it. It's not it. It's crazy, man. Like I should have. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like the carpal tunnel or something. The downstroke's just not in me anymore.
No. It's just you forgot to warm up and practice for like a month and a half.
I probably should have done that, but anyway, we faked it. We faked it.
No, you didn't fake it. I saw it on the video. I saw you going like this. I saw you strumming like, regular, like you're in Blink 182 or something. I saw it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really change the sound. You guys sounded great and you guys looked great and it looked cool and it was awesome. So it was awesome. I hope that we can play there sometime with me. I'd like to be on that stage.
Yeah, the sound was amazing there. The sound was great.
Yeah, but no, you got to you just gotta. Me and Mike both did it. We spent like a month and a half just sitting there playing the set every day or near about every day in our house. And you just get used to it. You just speed up, and then at the end of that, and then on top of that, you have the natural energy of you're playing with the guys again, and so then it's just there.
Yeah.
So
I remember the first show I ever played. You guys remember Josh and Mike at that? Remember that church you used to go to in Delaware Cliff?
Yeah.
It was in a strip mall.
Right.
We played. I think that was my first show, and I was like bleeding all over the guitar, like four songs in. Just from the getting into it, the downstroke rhythm and
Nate has been bleeding every night. That's just.
I know. What's funny is you can spend so much energy doing that. It is, but you can spend so much energy doing that you think and you feel like you're just a wild man doing all this cool stuff, but in reality, you're just standing there. And it's
Yeah, your finger is just getting, the tip of your finger is getting.
So then you got to get to that next. You got to get to that next level where you can do that and put on a show at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. People don't understand.
I could do it.
It takes a lot of practice to do what Josh Blackway does.
Yeah.
Hey, do you drink a milkshake?
Me?
Yeah.
Guinness.
Oh, Guinness.
Yeah.
It's all frothy goodness, right?
Oh man, it's so good. So good. Right, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
I don't know, how good is it for your waistline?
Oh, who cares about that, man? I'm married. Who cares about that?
What'd you say?
I'm married in 36. Who cares about my waistline? Those days of caring about my waistline are over. It's all about the Guinness now.
I'm married. I care about my waistline, but I don't drink. So
yeah, but you also don't. You've never tasted Guinness.
I have never tasted that. I've never tasted that, and I never will.
Taste Guinness. In a month, you'll put on 50 pounds.
Hey, who said that they got a jet? Who said?
Jared. I gotta go.
Jared. Oh, dude. Man, it was great to see you again. We'll make it something. This has been the most exciting we could get, but it's the end of the show. It's the end of the year, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Take care, Jared.
Yeah. See you, Jared.
Jared. I'm gonna go too because we just hit the 2-hour mark. It's 3:30 here. Not to be a pain, but
Chris is already asleep.
Yeah,
So-
he's half asleep. Yeah.
I'm getting there.
So
All right, guys. Well, look, thanks for coming on. It was good to
Yeah.
see you. I'm glad you're not dead. And that's
Thanks,
cool.
man.
You get to still play on my album because you're not dead. So that's cool.
right.
You know?
Well, now that we
We're
made
not
this a
back
whole
yet.
announcement of what we did, then there's a very good chance that we still might get killed. Yeah.
Hey,
Chris,
all I can say
did
is
you?
make sure wear your boxers that say America, USA all over them, and then just make sure you're wearing those and pull your pants down at some time and just be like, see this? That's right.
Thanks. Actually,
And that's why people love America.
That's right.
Chris,
What?
did you meet any nice Italian girls or what?
he's been on Tinder the whole
no.
time.
You've
What?
been on Tinder.
No, Italy was. No, the after party we went to, I met a few. They were cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Italy.
you remember that Scaletta Rock Club, Mike and Cliff? I think you guys were both there, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I have no idea.
So that's the place that the Mangies, like, they owned it or whatever. And we played there with Marky. And anyway, so at the La Spezia show, we didn't play there. We played at like a big venue, but then we all went there afterwards for an after party. Dude, like the best after party in the world. It was just, if you took all the punk
Twister?
rockers- if you took all the punk kids that were in Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware combined, it
30?
would probably be equal to the amount of people that are at this place. Now, probably like, a couple hundred. There's probably like a couple hundred punk kids between those three states. I would guess something like that. There's not many, but to have them all in one city like that was crazy. And it was just a jukebox playing like old '50s rock and. You would have loved it, Andy. It was like really cool, like old rock and roll stuff, and then they
Nice.
mixed in like Riverdale's and Screeching Weasel and stuff like that. But everyone was just like dancing and stuff. And CJ came out with us, and I was just really enjoying the whole night. There were some girls that came over and they started to like crowd around me, and I said, "Why don't you go dance with CJ?" And they're like, "Where's CJ?" I'm like, "He's right there." And then they all immediately turned and ran to CJ and like started dancing, and he was just dancing. And then like, rock and roll radio came on. It was just he's like dancing to rock and roll radio. It's kind of funny. But it was a cool party, for sure. I don't know where that came up. How do we start talking about that?
No, because Andy asked me about Italian girls.
Oh yeah, that's where they were.
Well, yeah, well,
I was just dancing by myself.
I brought my kids to McDonald's the other day, and
I'm
the
sorry.
McDonald's play place was bumping. I mean, you should have saw. All
right,
the
I'm
kids
sorry. I take it back.
Just like
And you know what's
having fun.
better?
Up.
You know what's better than that is Chick-fil-A Playland, man. Is the awesome. They got slides and everything in there. It's not just balls.
I agree.
It's not just balls.
That's right.
Andy
Chick-fil-A.
prefers the balls.
I do. They're fun.
I think
You get in there and y'all lay down all over all them balls and flop around.
Yeah.
Get the balls and
IKEA
throw them
balls.
in there. The balls get all over you.
You know what the best balls like? I mean, like the feeling of the balls is IKEA. Those balls are really nice. They're really like, if you squeeze those balls, like there's a lot of play. Like you squeeze
Well, at
those
IKEA,
balls.
you can drop your kids off, and they get to play in the balls the whole time you're shopping.
Oh yeah, man.
And then you come back and you get them after they've
Oh,
played
the kids love the balls. Love the balls. I mean, really. I mean, it's who doesn't? Who
Thanks
doesn't?
for coming on tonight, Andy. Thank you.
Andy, man, I'm gonna get you on an episode of Drunk History.
Gotta get you on that. All right, I'm going to bed.
All right, we're gonna call it a night, guys.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow.
All right.
Josh has like rocking to do and
Dude.
fun to have, and I gotta go bust my ass all day.
Hey,
so.
I got the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, nice. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do on your day off?
My guitar guy might put a pick guard on my guitar.
Nice.
No, what are you going to do on your day? Not what your guitar guy going to do.
That would entail me driving to his place of work, which is about 25 minutes away, standing there and watching him and talking to him and hanging out while he does it. And that involves like various guitar talk and guitar geek stuff, and it's fun. I like that stuff. So I don't know if it's either gonna be tomorrow or Saturday, but it's gonna be cool.
Either way, it'll be all day.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it won't be all day. But we're getting a Les Paul Jr. double cutaway pickguard put on my blue guitar. It'll look really great. So guitar geek stuff. No one even knows what I'm talking about, but that's okay. You'll see it and be like, "Ooh, that looks cool, man." I'll be like, "That's right."
All good. And real quick, because everybody's getting ready to wind down, we'll just say see everyone in 2016.
Merry Christmas.
Who is breathing? Who is blowing up a balloon right now? Someone's blowing up a balloon. What's going on?
A balloon.
I don't know. In any case, we'll be back with all new fresh ridiculousness and nonsense in 2016, and we'll have a whole fresh new group of people to have fun with.
Yeah. Do we know any guests?
Hey,
let's take a moment to talk about the guests we're gonna have on next year. Even if they're not booked yet, we can talk about ideas that we're gonna have.
Another 30 minutes.
Yes. So
right.
we're gonna have Monty Melnick. We're gonna have Joe Queer. We're gonna have Ben Weasel. We're gonna have Marky Ramone. That'll be great. When we get Marky Ramone on, he can tell us all the stuff that we don't know about CJ.
Yeah, I might not be there for
how
that one.
CJ's a racist and whatever.
It's an interesting list of people that we haven't spoken to yet.
No, we're not gonna have Marky Ramone on, but we'll have. Well, didn't we almost have Joe Queer a couple weeks ago?
We'll work that out at some point.
So that should work out. Ben,
we should try to get Scott Weiland.
Too soon.
He'd be a cool guy.
Too soon.
That would be awesome.
What?
Too soon.
What do you mean too soon?
I know you live in Canada, but come on, you have the internet.
No, we don't. I'm look. I nailed some sticks together right now, and that's how I'm looking. I fashioned myself a camera out of sticks and maple syrup.
I'm still hoping that we can get AJ Huntington and Danny Huntington on here. Davey Huntington would be good to get on here because he'll just give me the stink eye the whole time.
Wasn't Danny on?
No, Danny number 2. Danny number 1.
Right.
That was Danny number 2. We can get Danny number 1 on here. Yeah, we get JR Huntington on here at some point. That'll be cool.
You got JR?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we could get. What would really be great is if we could get Mikey Huntington with the double. If we could get double E Mikey on here at some time, that would be great.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Josh.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
All right, guys.
Dropping like flies.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. May God bless you and don't get drunk and don't drive drunk and sleep with your wives and no one else and okay, take care, guys.
All right, we're going off air. We'll see you guys in 2016. Thanks for watching and come back to us at some point. See ya.
Oh yeah.